Had a question how to put this plate on or something like that. Basically, you put it on these three holes that you put for the bolts. I didn't tighten. I already pre-loosened them for it could be easy to do. I'm gonna slide the springs out. Okay, now I'm gonna take this plate out. You can see you just gotta attach these bolts long enough for your plate to sit flat and your cover to go on, and you gotta make sure you have room for your pads. So I just put 3 on the corner just to kind of get an idea if it's gonna work, and it is for the length I'm talking about. And then pretty much this is the shaft that goes for your thing. Just remember which side goes to which side. Like right here, the spring hole is right here, so if that's the case, it's gonna be like this, because the threaded part is with the notches, so the thread part's gonna be on here. So the actual plate attaches to here, and make sure you put your bearing. So you're gonna put this, your bearing, and then you're gonna put that. Make sure you put your keyway, put your key, and then it's gonna be like this, and you can just slide it on as normal, and then you put the other bearing on the other side. You don't have to put the spring. I'm not sure if you even put the spring, it's gonna make it like extra pressured or something. I don't know, but still, that's how you do that. So you know how to assemble it. If you watch my other video, I explain a little bit more better. And this is that little bar that I was talking about. And I said you could probably use like bolts like this, where it's smooth and then there's threads. This is the one I got, but there actually are different sizes. So there's some that have more like length on the bolt and less on the threads. So that's what I was saying right here. You could get one the exact diameter of this with more bolt and less threads. And instead of using your flower nut in reverse, you could use a nut in the back with the washer, pretty much just a flat washer with a nut in the back, and it should be enough to clear in here and there to be able to grab. Here, I think this is where the guy kind of had trouble figuring it out. Give me a sec, because I have to take this off. Let me pause it. Okay, I took it off, and also look what I did. I used a big washer instead of a little washer because I want more surface mass. Apparently I didn't get the right size washer for the diameter of here. If you look at the flower nut, if you ever take your flower nut, there's this there's a couple steps. You know, there's that one, this one, and then there's this one over here. That one's actually a lot longer, but I shorten it to give you more threads, or to give me more threads. If I could be able to slide an actual nut and have it locked and tied, I'm gonna use the nylon nut instead of the nylon nut with the rubber. That's good for vibration, for they won't come loose. Pretty much like I was saying, you flip your flower nut. This is your flower nut. This is that bar, whatever. You flip it. You go inward. You have this. This is your plate. So the plate's gonna go in here. So you want this rod, and then you see the space in here. The circle diameter is actually the same size of here. And there you go. Same size, it fits. Perfect. So there's no, on the bolt itself, there's no up and down movement. I did mention if you use like a longer bolt, I recommend, doing that with a longer bolt, so you don't need a longer bucking bar, pretty much. Not this bar, but the bar that goes on your engine part where the clutch lever's at. You just get a washer that actually fits in here, that doesn't have play. Like, not this one exactly, because this one got eaten up when I was tying up the bar. But I'm saying this circle in the inside here. Find one that fits in here, for you won't have the play. And then you find, if you get like that nut and bolt, you stick it in here, the other way. But you make sure it doesn't have the play, so your bolt won't go side to side play. That's what I was talking about. Give me a sec here. Okay, so like I said, flower nut, So I'm gonna tighten it up kind of tight here, tight as my hand could do it. Then I put that. Then I have the pre-cut washer, flat washer. Let me get that. Give me a sec. For some reason I can't find it. Okay, so here's the washer. I did have to drill this one size bigger, just enough where it could go right here. And like I said, I shrink the surface here just enough where it could grab, just enough where it could have just a little bit of a lip, enough for that part to grab. Like, see, it goes here and then it has that little clip. You see that? So now it grabs. The bolt itself is not going to go inside the hole wiggling. And then after that, I'm going to put a nut and I'm going to tighten it up. Then, give me a sec here. Alright, so now it's being tied up. Then you just tighten it. There you go. And like I said, I shranked it for it could have for the nut to go all the way in. It's hitting the rubber so it won't vibrate loose. And there's that that plate. And then also you make sure your washer is centered. If you use a big one, and grind a little bit to make it the springs to have surface. And then you're ready. Slide that on here. It's hard to do with one hand because no one's filming for me. And then you put your springs. Then you put your nuts. And I am going to use nylon nuts, not just the acorn nuts. The acorn nuts I'm going to put on top just for it to look nice, you know, because I think it looks cool with like the acorn nuts because they have like a little spike onto them. There's some acorn nuts that are rounded, and there's some that actually have more of a spike, and some have like a real radical spike. I think those look cool. Gives it that custom, not out of the box design. Like I said, once I have that other nut in here, you see how much I'll press down on it, and it give you pressure on the springs, so your plate won't, you know, go up or down like that. It'll just be pressured on here. That's how the clutch works, apparently. Like I said, this look at, or before you took it off, record or do something. The thread side right here is going to go in here. So then that means this part goes here, because that's the thread side. And there you go. You know, there you got your assembly hooked up. Like I said, you have to put your bearing here. The bearing's going to be on your case or something like that. Then you just slide it in. You got your sting going. And then the bucking bar thing is in here, as you can see. It's in here. Then you put your ball bearing, and then you put your whole clutch assembly just like how you do a normal stock clutch assembly. And then you put your, like I said, ball bearing, then you put your bucking bar. But if you use the stock bar here, it's not long enough, so you're going to need a longer bar on your lever side. That bar that goes in here and your ball bearing touches, it's going to need you need a longer one, so you're going to have to cut one. Just in case you don't have an extra one, you could probably reuse this, cut it to the size, or like I said, use a bolt with threads, but make sure the threads are short and the bolts are like long distance, and then you just cut down to your size that you need after measuring, and yeah, you'll be good, you'll be set, and that's how you do it.